Hey y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the Cody Knits podcast. And this is Diamond. Every time I start talking, she knows to come and say hello. Yeah. This is the Cody Knits podcast, episode 73, I believe. It's been over a month since I have spoken with you last. And I'm also recording this on my iPad for the first time, so hopefully it works out. And sorry if I sound all icky, but I'm having a lot of allergies. You silly girl. You are silly. It's been quite a while since I have seen you, or since you've seen me. Few reasons I can go into. These chairs aren't big enough for us to both sit here. Say bye. Bye. All right. So a lot has gone on. I don't even remember, but this last month has been quite busy, which isn't always a bad thing. Sorry if I look like I'm looking at the wrong place. The camera hole is right there, but I'm over here, so it's awkward. But anyway, so a lot's going on. A lot has been going on, and just really busy with work. That was crazy there for a little bit because the nurse practitioner I work with was out for a while, and then the doctors have been out for vacations, and so all that's been crazy. I went on a little vacation down to Vero Beach where my family live, my godparents, and it was so much fun. It was a much needed break. We went on a boat fishing, and it was crazy because we saw like a catamaran caught on fire out there, and the Coast Guard came, and it was crazy. It was really sad, but it was really cool to see too. Nobody got hurt or anything. Luckily, they weren't super far out, just a couple of miles off the coast, so everybody was okay. And then what else? It was really relaxing, really. It was just kind of hang out. We ate so much food. And one night we went out to a place called Ocean Grill, and it's out and so you kind of get a good ocean view while you're there. Look, I'm going to move the camera so you can see. Look, my couch is right there, and look. This is on my table behind the couch. Oh my goodness, Diamond, what are you doing? You are so silly. Yes, you are. So, my couch is angled into the corner, right? And then I have my dining table set up behind the couch. And then if I need to, I can always, like if I have company, I can pull it out and put the other chair. So there's 4 chairs around it. So she got mad that I wasn't paying her any attention, and I put her down on the floor, and she went around, and she jumped up on the couch, and then she jumped from the couch over the back of the couch onto the table. Crazy. Come here. Ugh. So anyway, we had a really good time. We went there, and then one night we had like steaks on the grill, and then another night we had like a taco night, and I made homemade margaritas. So I used fresh orange juice, fresh lime juice, Cointreau, Patron, and a little bit of agave nectar. God, it was so good. I drank so much of that. It was so good. So yeah, that was a really good time. And then another night we had ribs and stuff like that, and we had plenty to drink, plenty to eat, lots of dessert. It was a really good time. Hung out at the pool, just relaxing and being with family, and it was nice. I needed that. Be around people who love you and give you hugs and stuff. But on the way home, we found out that my grandmother passed away. And so that was kind of not fun. But so that next week I was supposed to go back to work, but I didn't until Thursday. I already took off on that Monday. And then her funeral was on Wednesday. So I was off and worked Thursday, Friday. Thank you all so much for those of you who reached out on Instagram and Facebook, and it wasn't super unexpected, but it's never easy, you know. So she had a lot of issues, and then she was having she has COPD because she smoked for a really long time, and she was 83 or 84, and she basically, her lungs just kind of quit working, and she was on hospice and stuff like that, so that was helpful, and but she just kind of wore out. But it's hard, it's sad, because people, like, it's not a good way to go. You kind of slowly suffocate, and that's scary when you're going through that. So, and it's scary for the people who are there watching you as well. But everything was, you know, okay, and we had things, and it was good to see family and that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone who reached out and, you know, gave their condolences and sent me a little bit of love over the interwebs. And I did read every single post, and it means so much. I didn't respond to everyone because it was just really overwhelming at that time, and I kind of was like off the grid for a little while for most people. Even like Kirby, she didn't know till this week that my grandmother passed away and stuff. So she doesn't get on social media very often either. So but I do appreciate it. It meant so much to me, and I really do love you guys for that. It means a lot. So anyway, no more sad stuff. I have been doing really great otherwise. You know, work is going amazing. This month will be my 1 year mark at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, and that's exciting. I still love it. I'm still learning new stuff. Everywhere has some little things that you deal with, like right now, what's making work a little stressful is not having an MA. We hired one, and then probably like 4 weeks later, they, a couple months later, they are going on to do some travel assignments. So I'm not mad at them. Hey, you do what's best for you, because no one else is going to do what's best for you. So it just kind of, it sucks because we're having to, you know, figure out what to do, and then hire and train, and, you know, all that. So it's not the end of the world. I have a really great team of nurses and the doctors I work with. So it all works out in the end, but just causes a little more stress. But that's it. If that's the worst I have to complain about, I'm doing really good, right? So I am staying in my apartment for another year here where I've been, so I will continue to do some little updates here and there. I still need to get a chair and a rug and stuff, but they didn't go up on the rent, and I really like it here, and I could use that money and save up a little bit, but I'm still able to save and pay my bills and stuff, and I really do like it here. So I'm going to be here at least another year, So that kind of has settled things, and it's just nice to be settled. I had my, year in review with my manager, supervisor, and I had great feedback and all that kind of stuff. So it's great. Yeah, let's talk about some knitting. I have done some knitting. Oh, one more thing, because I think it's been this long. Last time I talked to you, I was talking to you, I was not feeling well with my stomach. Well, I had my endoscopy and I had a little ulcer, and so now I'm on prescription strength Nexium, and I was really, really careful with my diet. I didn't have coffee or anything like that. I wasn't supposed to have chocolate, no spicy, all that kind of stuff. Oh, this thing says I got steps in, but I was petting Diamond, and I guess that counts as a step. So all that's better. I, take my Nexium every day, the prescription strength, and that seems to help a lot with my tummy, unless I forget it. If I forget it for more than a day, I really realize it. So that's good. Everything's not perfect with my tummy, but much better. And then, so my gallbladder was all good. Not my dog ladder. All that was good. So, yeah. Now I'm just having allergy and cough issues. So I really should make myself go to an allergy and asthma specialist. I don't know if I have asthma or not, if it's just allergies, but anywho, I get a squeaky cough, I have stuffy nose, blood, headaches, all that crap. My ears get full up, allergies. I take medicine, but sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, sometimes they make me feel more foggy than good, and I can't take Benadryl because then I sleep, and then I'm hungover the next day, so you just deal with it. Lots of water, vitamin C, whatever. Anyway, so after my endoscopy, I got really sick. My mom was with me, but she doesn't really drive on the interstate. But she was with me for a little bit, and so I was feeling pretty nauseous. I hadn't eaten all day. I had to work that morning. I saw patients until lunch, and then I had my endoscopy later. And, yeah. So when I got out, I was feeling okay, and then I had some peanut butter crackers and some Sprite. And I was like, okay. So then I walked to my car, and when I got to the car, I was like, oh, I feel so sick. And then, but I was hungry. I was like, maybe I just want food. So I was like, not the best idea in the world. Let's go to Chick-fil-A and just get a milkshake. And so I got a milkshake. Well, before I even got the milkshake, we were in the line, and I got so sick. Thank God I had this patient belongings bag. My mom was like, I didn't think you were ever going to stop, and how could all that come out when all you've had was a little bit of Sprite? It's like, I don't know. So that was gross, but it was kind of funny afterwards. So she doesn't really like driving, but I kind of felt better after I got sick, and so I waited a minute, and I drank the milkshake, and then I felt okay. I was like, let's go into, let's just go in a store and just give me a little bit more time. So, we went into Michael's, and I bought some yarn, which I'll show you, and then on the way back, it poured down rain, and so I drove. I was, awake and fine after that, but I was still got a little bit queasy within the car with the, I guess, motion sick, but it was okay. And then so she came and she stayed the night with me, and then I took her home the next day. But anyway, all that to say, I did buy a little bit of yarn at that point, and I have done pretty good bit of knitting since then. So I will show you what I bought, and then I will go into kind of works in progress, because some of it I've already started knitting with. So this is what I bought. There you go. This is, I got this at Michael's, and this is Patton's Croy Sock FX. This is the Clover colors. These are 50-gram balls, 75% washable wool, 25% nylon, 4-ply. But I just really love the colors. I don't, they're coming out fairly accurate there. But there has some oranges and browns and some greens and yellows, and they're, I don't know if you can really tell on the tag, but they're going to knit up pretty cool. Pretty blurry. I don't know if it really focuses or not. One day I'll have a real camera. So I got 2 of those. I plan to one day do 2 at a time socks with that. So I also bought, and I'm keeping it in this bag I made, some of this. I've got 3 of these massive cakes, Karen cakes, big cakes. I used a 20% off coupon online, and I think they were a little bit, excuse me, a little bit on sale. But this is the Cookie Crumble colorway. And it's like some, like gray and black and white shades. And I got 3 of them because I saw on a tag this blanket. It's just a basic, what you call it, chevron. And it stripes on its own, so I don't really got to change a bunch of colors. And yeah, it's really easy. So the pattern was free because it came on the ball band. And I really like these colors, but they didn't have those colors. But I like this other colors too. And I thought about, I don't think I've ever knit a blanket before. I got my scrappy sock yarn blanket, and that's not finished. But I've never knit a blanket. I think I've always crocheted them. So I was like, well, let me knit this. So this is going to be a long-term project. And the reason is because you purl on the back. And so that takes a little bit longer. And then it's kind of thick yarn, so a lot of more movement than I'm used to, so I kind of get tired. But this is how much I've done so far. And I did record a podcast before I left, but I could not get it to upload from my phone to my computer. So I couldn't post it. So I tried really hard to get a podcast in sooner. But yeah, this is it. Doesn't look super long, but it's really squished up on there. And it's super simple. If you can knit, purl, knit 2 together, and slip, slip, knit front and back, that's all this is. I'm using my ChowGoo interchangeables. This is size 5.5 millimeter US 9s. And I'm really enjoying it. That's where I'm at. But it's neat because it just kind of makes its own little stripes. And the other part about when they stripe is like you want to just knit the stripe, and so that helps it go sometimes. But this is also one that I can pick up and knit a row and back, and then, you know, takes me about 30 minutes, maybe. Probably takes me less than that, I don't know. But I can knit, and if it's like I only have a few minutes, I can, you know, knit it and pick it up. So I put this awesome Harry Potter themed progress keeper. This was a gift. So now I'm going to move it up. I was like, I should keep progress keeper on there so that I can show you how much I've done. It's easier that way. So I'm really enjoying that. I have been. There was a little bit of time where I didn't knit at all because I was getting home so late and getting up so early, and oof, poor Diamond. I feel bad for her those days because she doesn't get much daddy time. Ooh, let me put this ball band in there. So that's all the yarn I bought. Ooh, I do have some finished objects, some discharged objects, but I started with my whip, so I might as well continue with that. This is in a bag I won from Julie at Diary of a Yarn Snob. I love her. I wish she would do another podcast soon because I miss you. She's got a lot going on though. This is my Strain Wanderer shawl. Let me see if I can show you. You've seen it before because I'm just showing you all the pattern details. Sorry. Can't really tell in there, but that's kind of the shape of it and how it kind of is supposed to look. And this one I've told you, it's not, I haven't been, last time, I'm not overly enjoying this knit, the process of knitting it. These are awesome. I don't know what they're called anymore, but they're just a pipe with a little rubber thing on it, and it keeps your needles from getting stabbing stuff, and I love it. Love these. And there's a couple of reasons, but I really want the finished thing. And it's been so hot here, I'm not in exactly a hurry to finish it, but look how cool it's looking already. And this is why I love it, because of the way it looks. And this pattern was designed specifically for this yarn, which is this. And it's no whale watching in Colorado, I guess. CO is what I assume is Colorado. But it could mean something else because this isn't yarn from here. It's wool mice. So I really like, I like the color a lot. This is 100%, I believe it's superwash wool. But it's also not my favorite because it does that. And this becomes a problem when you're knitting with it, right? Because you're knitting and then all of a sudden this clump comes and then your tension gets all messed up and you have to drop it and retension and then you come to it again. So this is it's a fingering weight, but there's like, if you untwisted this, there's like 10 or more little bitty threads, really, of yarn twisted together. And it's very tightly twisted, which causes it to twist up on itself too. So that piece of knitting with it, and then it's also a combination of the needles I'm using. These needles are Addi Turbos, yeah, Addi Turbos, and the join and everything's okay, the metal piece, but I don't like the tips. They're very short, like the taper is very short, and they're very dull. And I'm used to my, pointy, long chalgu, and it makes it hard because there's a lot of picking up stitches and wraps and turns and stuff. And someone mentioned, and I tried this on my last podcast, to knit backwards, and that's a brilliant idea because when you're doing these little sections here, it's only a few stitches, right? And then you're turning, and it, just takes a lot. and I tried it, but the problem is there's wrap and turns, and I can't knit backwards and wrap and turn. I'm not, the wrap and turns, at least the way I do it, it doesn't allow for that. It undoes the wrap or something. So I tried, but anyway, I finished here last time, so I've done a couple of repeats. I'm about to start the next little section here. On this one, I did 2 rows too many, but that's okay. I'm not ripping it back. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, but the colors are so pretty. It's going to be awesome when I finish it. It's going to look good on me. And it's going to be really nice. So I keep making myself knit on it. The section I just finished, where it's just, you know, a stocking stitch, that's not an issue. It's the other sections. And then the only other thing I have, well, I have my scrappy sock yarn blanket. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water. Is this? It's my little crochet baby car seat blanket thingy. Shell stitch. Oh, it goes this way. Shell stitch pattern. Last time I was there, so I've done all of this. But this is again one of those, I sit it by my couch and I pick up whenever I have a few minutes. And yeah, this is easy, pretty easy pattern. You can just Google it. If you can double crochet and chain, you can do this. And I had this, for those of you who might not know, I had this big old 1 pound Lion Brand Pound of Love in this lavender color. And I just wanted to use it. It was taking up a lot of space. And so I just said, hey, and I wanted something to crochet. So there you go. So I have some finished objects. I haven't had finished objects in a while, I feel like. Have we? We haven't had any finished objects in a long time. The air is on right now and she's cold. And she's kind of shivering, but she won't go. And there's plenty of blankets, but she has to be right on my lap. Right on my lap. She would prefer I had a blanket. So anyway, I finally finished my socks. Ooh. Ching! Look how awesome are these. They look kind of funky, wonky on the sock blockers for a couple of reasons. One of them anyway. So let me tell you about the yarn. This is from, oh, that's not it. This is from Jay's shop. It's Sew Perfect Pearls on Etsy. SEW Perfect Pearls, PURLS. Oh, yeah. And she has a Sew Perfect Pearls knitting podcast, and she has a sewperfectpearls.com website, but she does have the Sew Perfect Pearls Etsy shop. I think she's still on Etsy. But this is the 2 green for spring colorway in her pearl sock base. It's 75% superwash nylon, 25% superwash merino, and 25% nylon. And it came with 400 yards. It was very generous. And it was a gobstopper ball like this, so it came already wound up. I had knit my socks, I have this much left over. I'm lazy and I have not weighed it, but I'll put it in a square on my blanket and see what. I really want to make some shorty socks, but this isn't enough, I don't think, for that. But anyway, I knit them on this needles, Haya. These aren't the Haya Sharps, I don't think. They don't say they're Sharps. But these are 2.25 millimeters, US 1, and I got a 47-inch cable. I really liked these needles. you know, I was kind of doing a, I'd never used these before, and so they, you know, I like a sharp point. They have good sharp points. The taper is nice. When I first started with the metal, they were a little bit grippy, but I think as I used them, they kind of shined up or whatnot. They kind of got slicker, which so by the time I finished the first sock, I was loving them. I had no issues. The joint on the cable was good. The cable does get a little twisty, which is annoying, but that's kind of, you have a long cable. But this is perfect for 2 at a time socks. Because I was using a 32-inch cable for 2 at a time socks, and that's really, I can do it, but it's really pushing it. Isn't it? It's really pushing it. Uh-oh. That's Kirby. Me and Kirby are hanging out in a minute, or in a little bit. So, there's that. And then I finished, hold on, I need to answer her. Okay, so I finished my hat. What was the name of this hat? Goodness, I can't even remember. I told you it in the last episode. Gosh, I can't remember. I knit it on these needles to try out. I don't like the cable, but the good thing about it when they're this 9-inch circulars is that you're not really magic looping, so it doesn't bother anything. The wood was nice. These are Knitter's Pride Dreams, and I really like it. I like the wood. They have good long, pretty good tapers, so that was nice. The yarn I used was this. This is what I have left over. This one is the Maria Kid Mohair, 86% mohair, 14% nylon. Hand wash, there was 15 grams, 220 yards, and the color was Day Glow. It's like this pinky purpley color. Fuchsia? Is that a color? Is that what fuchsia is? I don't know. I can't ever. Then you have this one, which I really love. It's gray, and it's got like some purple speckles. And it's called When Doves Cry. Oh. But what you do is you hold these two double. You knit this. This is 3 Hours, girls. It was a kit that I got, and this is what it comes out to. And I'll try to remember to put in, I can't remember the name of the hat pattern. But it's just some cables. Now here is my problem. I put a picture of this on Instagram like it was done because look how cute. Right? This is going to Kirby for Christmas. And the pom-pom, it came with the kit, has this little snappy thing, right? Here's the problem. This little button, little thing here, is what snaps into the pom-pom. Well, the way that this pattern has you close the top is you still have a pretty good bit of stitches on there, and then you pull it, cinch it tight. Which, yeah, that's not a problem though, right? Because you got, I mean, I could pull it a little bit tighter. It would close the hole up a little bit, but you don't really see it because you got the pom-pom. And so that's fine, but the problem is I was going to attach this on the inside, and the idea is that if you want to wash it, you can take the pom-pom off. But this isn't big enough for this hole, all these stitches is too thick for this to go through and snap. So I'm gonna have to sew it onto the top like that, I think is gonna be, and then she can still unsnap it and snap it. I just dread doing it, but I'm gonna do it before Christmas. But I'm calling this finished. Is it super cute? Let me put this back in here before I lose it, because then I'd be really mad. But she's gonna love it. So finish that. So I'm gonna cast on some socks. And I got this bag. I love this. It's so cute. From guess who? The Limitless Crafter. And I'm going to use this yarn. And knit some socks. I'm trying to figure out if this is, I know I'm going to do contrasting heels, but I wonder if there'll be enough for cuffs and heels. But I'm afraid they won't be. But anyway, it's going to be cute. And then I'm thinking about doing like Hermione's everyday sock pattern. Or I might just do vanilla. So this one here is it's superwash merino nylon fingering 7525 Hiziki color, and this one is 7525 absinthe color. I really love it, and it's gonna bring out those colors in there really well. So, and I'm gonna knit this one using my Chalgu needles. So that's what, you know, my upcoming thing is. So I'm gonna be casting on a couple of hats and stuff like that, because the hat knit along is still going. It's August. I probably will extend it through September, maybe end it in October or something like that. I have not, I know some people have contacted me saying they're sending me stuff. I haven't received any as of yesterday. But there might be some on the way. And then, so you still have time. And with this, I'm gonna, all the hats, if you don't know, I'm doing a hat knit along over the summer till, I guess, till about October. To give to my patients where I work, so they can keep their heads warm when their hair is all falling out and stuff. And I'm doing a knit along with it. So every hat you enter, you get you get your name entered, and then I'll draw prizes. I haven't really picked the prizes yet, but it'll be something nice, I'm sure. And, but if you go on to the Ravelry page, you can find my P.O. box address there and all, whatever the rules are, whatever. It doesn't matter if they're whips or whatever, just send them. And then every hat, they can be knit, crochet, as long as they're handmade, it doesn't matter. And then there's some other things like, I would like for you to label what material you used. It doesn't really matter to me if you use wool or other mohair or whatever, but I want to label it so the patients know when they pick it that it has that in there, and if they're sensitive to that, they can choose another one. So if they're labeled, it helps them know. Even if it's acrylic, label it, because some people find some acrylic scratchy, so it just depends. But that's pretty much the rules. Nothing really serious there. So yeah, send those on in and we'll draw some prizes whenever. Oh, I was going to tell you a little something about these socks. I think I got distracted. So, you can tell the heels are a little bit wonky, especially on this one. But the first sock I did, I made some errors. So I did these magic loop and I did a heel flap and gusset. And I typically do not do that. I usually do a, what you call it? That heel everybody does. That I can't think of the name. You know, the one that's like 18 pages long, but you only need 2 pages really for the actual heel. I can't think of it. I'm just drawing a blank. So anyway, I usually do that one. But with this one, I use the modified garter, the modified eye of partridge heel. And then you can see where I did my decreases, all that. So that was fun. But on one of them I messed up. Somehow my stitch counts got all mixed up. I think it's this one. I can't tell. Anyway, I can't tell. So anyway, one of them I decreased too much, and then what I realized is why things got a little wonky on the heel is because in the pattern it clearly tells you to adjust your stitches, and I didn't do that the last time, so that made everything all wonky. But anyway, they fit really good. Oh, and the toe, duh, I can't forget the toe. Was really fun. I've never done this toe before, and it's a new-ish toe pattern called the umbrella toe. And if you watch the Bakery Bears, this is Kay's idea, and it's easy toe. It's easy. I really liked it, and it fits really well. And I don't get the little things on the side and whatever. And you can find that in her, I believe it's her Drippity Drop sock pattern, and I think she has another sock pattern that has that in there. So I would highly recommend it. Super easy. You still do a little bit of Kitchener stitch at the end, but not so bad. So yeah, that's really, I guess, all I have for you today. I did order yesterday from Jimmy Bean's Wool the stuff to make that sweater, kind of the pompous pullover that I wanted to knit for my godmother. It's the one that requires you to hold doubles, like a kid silk mohair kind of thing, and you knit it on big needles so it's big and open and flowy and whatnot. I'm nervous about it. Because that kind of stuff isn't easy to rip back. So I ordered that, and it was expensive. But I ordered it from Jimmy Bean's, and it was actually cheaper to do it from there. It was on Amazon too, but I had to pay for shipping, and so it made it a little bit more. And then I was looking on Webs, and they didn't have enough of the color I wanted. So I found Jimmy Bean's, and something happened, and I'm telling you this because I have to give them kudos. Something happened with the shipping address. I don't know if it's because I used PayPal to pay or what happened, but when I checked out, I noticed it said, with my confirmation, it had the shipping address sent for my my aunt and uncle's house, which is fine. That's still like my address on my license and all that kind of stuff because I move so often. But I wanted it sent here, so I just immediately I gave them a call. Someone answered. They asked me what the order number was. They switched it, and they did something else in the computer, and they were very helpful, very friendly. It was great. So far, so good. I'm really nervous that I'm hoping the colors is the color that it comes. I hope it's the color that she wants. because it's hard for this. It's like a deep, purpley color, so it's really hard for that sometimes to come through on the camera and on the screen. So we'll see. But I think they are pretty good with their return policy. Anyway, so I'm gonna go. It's been about 45 minutes. I hope you are all doing really well. I hope you're staying busy. The weather here has been crazy. There for like a week, all it did was rain. This past week it rained a lot. I'm like, we have plenty of rain. We need this rain to go over to California and put out all those fires. Oh my goodness. So it's rained a lot, and then the week before, it's summer, and we get lots of thunderstorms, but it was like every day it was a thunderstorm. And then it's been hot and muggy, up in upper 90s, but that's Georgia in the summer for you. So, yeah, that's the weather update. Anyway, stay cool out there. I guess my prescription for you this week is to drink lots of water, stay really well hydrated if you can, and don't get overheated. If you are outside and you're sweating a lot, and then all of a sudden you are not sweating and it's hot, that's not a good sign. So pay attention, and if you're going to go and hike and be outside, have plenty of stuff to hydrate you with, eat well, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just be careful, but have fun. Happy knitting, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks, okay? Bye.